Well, hey, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have the privilege of meeting today with Chris MacMurray, who is with True Mortgage. Hi, Chris.
Hello there. Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
me
meeting
on.
us today.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me on. I'm enjoying it.
wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here today to talk to us a little bit about your products with True Mortgage and to let us get to know you a little bit more. So I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself for everyone.
Hey there out in the World Web, the intranet, Chris MacMurray with True Loan Mortgage. I am one of the sales managers. I've been in the mortgage business for quite a long time. I got my start in '99, made it through the trials and tribulations of the crash, and took a little break, but got back into it a number of years ago and have been enjoying the ride ever since.
That's excellent. Wonderful. Chris, what drew you to the mortgage industry in general?
I'm a very helping. I love to help people. So, the biggest, obviously, the biggest purchase anybody's ever going to make in their life is a home. And I bought and sold a few homes myself, and I've seen some bad steps along the way. And back when I got into the business, I thought if I could change small things about the mortgage business and make it more fluid and more enjoyable, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, I agree. We have the
Yeah,
same philosophy. We
yeah,
take everyone through the process the same way, just step by
exactly.
step and help them out. Absolutely. So your office is located here. Your home base is here in Charlotte, correct?
Correct. We're right off of Park Road, and I do have another satellite location over in the Baxter Fort Mill area.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, being here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, what do you think about this amazing change in the weather we're getting right now? It's like fall
Well,
is just
yeah, it's
good.
you hear, I'm looking outside, I see the leaves on my trees turning red, and that's beautiful because I'm from upstate New York where we have seasons, and it's nice to have a little bit of a season down here in the South. I think you and I both share the same, we've lived in Florida where there's no seasons, and having some sort of fall, winter, and, summer and spring is nice. So I do enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I lived 10 years in Florida, and the season would
Yep.
change from hot to really hot, and that was
Right.
about it. And then I grew up out in California, and again, it was beautiful every day, but we just never experienced the season
Yeah,
changes. So yeah, I just
exactly.
love being here in the South. And one of my favorite things to do in the fall when the leaves start changing and everything is doing great is to just find some place that has some amazing warm drink that they serve, and
Yep.
find a great patio and just hang out and maybe invite some friends. I just love that. There's so many great patio restaurants here in Charlotte. What do you enjoy about the fall?
I do. Same thing. I love going out and having drinks, coffee. I'm not a big pumpkin spice latte guy, but I do like a nice cup of coffee and a warm around your hands and sitting outside enjoying a fire. I do a lot of hiking. I'm a very outdoorsy person. Like this morning, I got up and took my dog for a 2-mile walk on the trails, through the woods. It's beautiful, nice and cool. Saw some deer. So definitely outdoor stuff. I can't stand being inside. More outdoors, the better. So,
Yeah, that's
and of
awesome.
course,
Maybe my barista here can make you a drink. What do you think?
yeah, right.
Wonderful. Well, hey, let's kick this off with talking about these wonderfully low, historic low mortgage rates that we've been hearing about.
Yes, very low.
Is this still a thing? Like, what's happening with that?
It's still a thing, and I don't see this thing going anywhere soon. Right now, we're looking at historic. I mean,
Mhm.
beyond historically low rates, obviously due to some things that have been happening in our world and our nation. But yeah, from the chatter we're getting, I don't foresee this stalling anytime soon. I would say 18 to 24 months. We're still going to see this pattern to keep the rates low, to keep the consumer confidence going forward, and people buying houses and new buyers getting in and dealing with folks that are having, right now, people with COVID living at home want to get out of underneath their parents, or, whatever the case may be. So there's definitely going to see some low rates for the next few months, long-term months.
Long term. That's a great projection.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean for just your typical average home buyer? What should they know about that?
Well, I mean, it's just dependent, on what type of home you're buying. Rates, there's always that caveat of what goes into a rate calculation. Of course, a single family dwelling, rates are going to be the best. Townhomes, and condos are going to be a little bit higher rate. But right now on the average, we're seeing like 2.75, 2.875 on a 30-year fix. So that's fantastic. I mean, you're not going to find that probably ever again. I don't think we're ever going to see these rates this low. Even back when 2008, when the market crashed, they never bottomed out to this. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the ways when I'm working with a new client or someone that I'm starting with, I like to explain that as the rates go down, it increases your buying power. So you can buy more with less money. It means your payment's lower, or that's what I usually like to make sure I point out to people. And I'm sure you do that too. That's they like to see that there's more money in their pocket at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just thinking, if I work a lot of times with some new first-time home buyers, and they kind of need the process explained to them to discuss what different types of loan packages and things are available out there at programs. Could you maybe just give us a little quick tidbit on how do you know which program is best?
Great question, and that's where a lot of people are ambiguous about even searching for a home because they don't understand where to start. And I always tell people there is no cookie cutter program for each person. I always say that each loan is catered to your specific needs, whether you're a first-time home buyer, investment property, whatever road you're traveling. We have to kind of take it from A to Z. So the best steps are always to get pre-approved, do a credit check or check your credit prior to coming to see me, Credit Karma, free credit report, just to get a general idea of what's on your credit report, kind of where your scores are. Again, that goes back to rates. So the higher your score, once you creep over that 700, 720 mark, you're going to be in what they call A paper. You're going to get the best score, or best rate available. Anything under that, there's going to be hits to the rate where the credit score will go down and the rate will climb up some. So you want to make sure you know where your scores are. You're always going to need to make sure you have your income and assets in order. Are you on your job for 2 years? Do you have a solid job? You've been job jumping. Those are things you have to take into consideration. And again, that goes back to calling a lender, a person like me, and sitting down with them and saying, okay, here's where I sit. How do I get to the end product, which would be purchasing a home and getting into the house? And we have to make sure everything in between is not gray and as clear and transparent as can be. So again, just getting with a lender, sitting down with this person and talking to them about your specific individual needs, because there is no one size fits all for any loan. It's all catered to each individual buyer.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear what you're saying when you say sit down and talk with a lender. And I'm curious as to right now, with some of our COVID, protocols still in place, how do you go about that first meeting with someone? Do you have different ways to react and interact?
Great platform. I did a Zoom call the other day with a new buyer in his office. It was really interesting because we met like this, which was, this is 2020, COVID, this is how we're doing it. So we need to do a phone call, phone call, absolutely. I mean, I've done, mortgage pre-qualifications via text. I mean, just depending on what their comfort level is. I'm not a pushy, aggressive person. I like to feel the person out and say, hey, what works best for you? Some people are like, look, I'm busy. I can't talk on the phone. Let's just text. I'm like, perfect. I'll text you all day long. I'll blow your phone up until you tell me to stop. But the key is just getting those questions answered, making sure you understand where you're starting from, because you don't want missteps along the way, as that'll postpone your closing, or it could cause your whole package to be denied. So you just want to make sure you get everything in order. Credit is big, income, job history, those sorts of things are very important. So
that's great. Actually, we do the same thing with our clients right now too. We jump on a Zoom call, we introduce things, we talk about the process. I'm almost thinking if somebody's interested and they're watching this, maybe we could all just jump on a Zoom call and take care of two things at once if you're up for that.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Anytime, I'm available.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. So we're just saving time and saving money. So if somebody does want to get started, Chris, what is the first step in the process?
First step would be to fill out an application, obviously to do the loan application and to make sure, fill it out correctly. And what I like to do is either get on the phone with them, do it, with the client. A lot of folks back to, just a few seconds ago saying they're too busy, will just say, send me the link, and they'll fill it out with their wife at home over, a cup of coffee in the morning or after dinner, and that's acceptable as well. The biggest thing is for me to get on the phone with them after they fill it out. And I always say I like to dot the I's and cross the T's, make sure everything's filled out correctly, because any little number off in the social, date of birth, or address will cause it to skew some wrong information on the approval. We want to make sure everything's correctly, inputted to get a correct approval.
Okay, wonderful. And they should maybe have a little paperwork, kind of like sometimes people ask me, what are they going to want when I do the?
Yeah, I mean, gathering the paperwork is the next step. That's a little more daunting because a lot of folks don't have just W-2s laying around, and they have to go on their portal of ADP to print out pay stubs. So getting the application in first is the most important, just to see kind of where your credit is. And a lot of folks, you know, I know what I make a year. I'm sure you know what you make a year. And if you're a W-2 employee, you know your salary's at X. So you can kind of get the basis of what you're going to qualify for just on the application. I've never done an application for a W-2 employee where it was off by $40,000 on their income. Everybody knows what we make. So just getting that first step in order. And then the second step would be, yes, you know, getting your W-2s, getting your pay stubs, getting your bank statements together, asset information, 401ks, anything you're going to be using for down payment, is, you know, closing costs, anything of that sort.
Okay, so originally they can just start the application process with the information that they know offhand, and
Correct.
then you can go collect the data.
Correct, exactly.
Excellent.
We don't want to overwhelm them too much on one sitting. Let's start, you know, small steps, because this might be their first time buying a house and they don't know what they're doing. And I don't want to throw a bunch of stuff. Hey, get this, get that, you know, do the application. Let's do your credit. They're going to be like, whoa, slow down, you know? So just, I like to take it as quick as they want or as slow as they want. And I feel like the new buyers always like to take it a little slower, because they're going to ask the same questions again and again, because they want to make sure they understand the process, make sure the flow patterns, you know, is good with them, and they know what to expect out of the, you know, conversations with you and with me.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, if they do want to go ahead and do that process with you, you said to take that first step, you said they can call you, text you, or, I mean, do you have a link online or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever's comfortable for them. I'm very easy to reach.
Okay, excellent. And we'll have all the information posted, so you'll be able to see it below. But yeah, if anybody is thinking that they want to ask Chris a few questions, find out what he has to offer, he's available. I know, because when I contact him, he always answers his phone, which is wonderful. I think you may know in this industry that's a little unique. So, you know, I love working with Chris. He has a great time doing his job as well. He really enjoys it. And as you can see, you know, he's fun and he's smiling, he's happy. You will have a lot of fun working with him.
Life is short. Enjoy what you do, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we say. We have the most amazing, incredible job, because we get to make people's dreams come true.
Yeah, and we get to do it from anywhere. I mean, we could be in our car, we could be at a coffee shop, we could be anywhere. It's a very flexible, fun job. And that's another thing. If you want to get in the mortgage business, call me. I'm looking to hire.
So if you want to know the behind the scenes, just give Chris a call.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like your company is really growing too. Yeah?
Yes, we are.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Yeah. Great foundation, and then you can just grow from there. That's wonderful.
There you go.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time, Chris, and thank you so much for giving us a little behind-the-scenes tour of how you do your job and how we get things closed and people into their dream homes. Sounds good. Thank you for having me, Don. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the fall weather. Yes, absolutely. I am enjoying it. I'm going to go out and actually take a nice walk today. So there you go. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.